by the rivers of Babylon. Yeah, we sat down and we cried when we remembered Jerusalem. We were sick, Lord, near to dying. Oh,
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome once again, everyone, to the D.C.B channel. My name is Uziel Lewy. I thank everyone for tuning in with us tonight. Hoping and praying that the Creator of heaven and earth is with each and every one of you tonight, and praying that Yahweh continue to bless us all, be with us, protect us, and guide us, keep us, and even continue to bless our thoughts, bless our ideas, bless everything that we put our hands forward to do. How's everyone feeling tonight? I hope that everyone is blessed. I hope that everyone had a good meal, spent some good time with their family. And I pray that the Most High God continue to be with us all, protect us, guide us, and keep us. That Yahweh continue to be with the nation of Israel scattered in the four corners of the earth. And that Yahweh continue to help each and every one of us in all of our endeavors and all the things that we do. And I pray that Yahweh be with the nation of Yisrael scattered in the four corners of the earth, and that Yahweh continue to grant us wisdom and understanding in all things and everything. I said hallelujah. I thank the Creator for my life, the life of my children, the life of my family, my loved ones, the ones that I love, that I hold dear to my heart. The life of Kobe Yisrael. Thank you, the Most High God, for the nation of Yisrael. And thank you, the Most High God, for everybody who tunes in every week, who diligently comes on and is here with us, and is truly here with us, and comes on to glorify the name of the Creator. Torah Yahweh for all things and everything. I thank the Most High God for all of you, and I pray that Yahweh continue to be with all of you and protect each and every one of you. So, okay, I see Ima Avared Yisrael, Kaskuya Bat Yisrael, Ima Kaskuya, Kilon Benyamin, Shabbat Shalom, Letitia Stewart, Shabbat Shalom, and to everyone else joining us. I know I started kind of late, but I have to start a little bit later now because, you know, time is getting shorter and preparation, and, you know, still have to have time with the family and everybody. Shabbat Shalom, Marsha Yisrael. Thank you, the Most High God, for all of you who tune in, who come on to the channel, and who glorifies the name of the Most High, and we glorify the name of the Creator. We thank Him for all things and everything. Once again, giving a shout out and an acknowledgement to Chief Elquana Ben Yehuda for our prayers go out to his family, the Bell family, and the loss of his brother. I believe it was his only brother, blood brother, Ernest Bell, that the Most High God may bless his memory, that the Most High God may strengthen Chief Elquana and everyone else in that family for their loss. It's not easy to lose a sibling, no matter at what age. And we pray that the Creator bring Chief Elquana some peace, bring that whole family some peace, and will help them to heal in their loss. And I believe there was another sister that passed away. I forget her name. There was another sister that passed away, and that was also unfortunate. Forget what congregation she was from, but there's a sister that passed away. And our prayers also go out to that family of the sister who passed away. So we give glory to the creator of heaven and earth. I thank Yahweh for food, clothing, and shelter. I thank Yah for my life and everyone that's in this room. I'm trying to, if my son could hear me out there, he's assisting me right now. Mousy, if you hear me, just share the link. Share the link with on my page, on my Facebook page, and everywhere else that it could be shared on. Know what's going on. My internet seems like it's working a little bit slow. Maybe I got too many things open. Let me begin to close out some of these things. So, what's been interesting this week with everyone? How has everybody been making out or made out this week? I hope that everyone had a prosperous week and that everyone had got blessed, ran into something good, that you got some kesef, that certain things happen in favor of you. It's so very important that the Most High God bless you with the endeavors of your mind that you desired in righteousness, that the Most High God looked out for you and everything that you asked him for. So it is important. It's very important. I hope that the stream is good because I'm seeing some stuff here. My internet seems like it's running a little bit slow, and sometimes that happens, and I don't know why it's running a little bit slow, but hopefully that would straighten out. I don't know if is it coming in bad? Is the stream is freezing up? And I think I know why. Maozia, okay. I think what's happening is that what happens is when everyone gets connected to the internet in the house, I think it slows down. It slows down the connection all around. So what I'm going to have to start doing is disconnect some of these devices so that the slowdown could stop and we could move on. Sorry about that. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Hopefully we get a better connection now. Still pretty bad. People said that it's freezing up. If we're getting a good stream, please give me a 1. If it's freezing up, please let me know. If we're getting a good stream, please give me a 1. I just want to make sure that we're getting a good stream out there. But right here, it shows that the transfer speed is pretty good, so must be getting a good stream. So anyhow, if you can, I'm not on Facebook tonight. I started out too late, and I was, in between my studies, because I really don't get time to rest. I'm up and down, always doing things, studying, and it's difficult for me to get some time, down for myself. I'm always working and trying to do things, to whether it's for the family, for friends, for whomever. I'm always busy. So I don't complain about it anymore. I just do it. I just do it. So now at this point, I just want to start sharing some of these, start sharing some of the links, some of these places. Tonight we're gonna go over. All right, so this is what's going on. Tonight we're going to go over part the some of the we're gonna go over the Torah portion, which is called Tetzaweh, right? And give me 1 second here. Computer's moving really slow today. Everybody out there, just take the link and share wherever you can. My computer's moving slow, and it's taking me a long time to share the links too. I know what I could do. Give me 1 second here. Use my cell phone. So yeah, we're gonna go over that Torah portion, Tetzaweh. Which will begin in the book of Exodus chapter 27, starting from verse 20. So Tetzaweh is command, right? Command says, it's at the beginning of that portion. It said, where atah Tetzaweh, and you shall command Tetzaweh. So, and you shall command. So, let me just see something real quick here. All right, don't forget also, if you're new, to hit the subscribe button. If you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to share the link. All right, looks like everything is working good here. Looks like everything is working good here. So I could kind of move on, and I could share from my phone. Let me see here. And I see here that okay, so we have this is why I need an assistant, because this is driving me crazy. Just I need to post this in all the groups. That's the thing. And so all the people that look forward to. Give me 1 second. Please share the link in all the other groups. I can't continue to keep I'm looking. So very important. Last week we went over the portion Teruma, which broke down the whole it gave you the whole breakdown of the tabernacle, the holies of holies, and all of those things. And I remember a few months back, our brother Yael and his wife, they came on and they broke down the whole types and shadows things, how Christians try to use the setup of the tabernacle and try to say that the types and shadows is um, they find Jesus or Yeshua in everything and apply it to everything. But as we know that the breakdown of the temple, the priestly garments and all those things were assigned by the creator of heaven and earth. He gave it to the children of Israel so that everyone could oh, all right, let me invite you to the hangout, son. I'm going to invite you to the hangout. My son. Oh, Maozia, this doesn't have a hangout because I'm doing it through OBS. So I don't know how to do. You can't do a hangout through OBS. I don't have this as a hangout, so you can't do a hangout through OBS. Sorry, son. Um, Sawe is command, right? Command. Okay. Or Sa. That you have it from the Moreh. Shabbat Shalom Basheba. Shabbat Shalom to everyone. Like I said, I'm not a Hebrew teacher, and I could be corrected as we go along. I know certain things, I study certain things, but I don't know everything. So if everybody's getting a good stream, if everybody's getting a good stream, please give me a 1 in the room. Give me a 1 in the room so we can move on. If we're getting a good stream, please give me a 1. If we're getting a good stream out there, please give me a 1. Understanding that not everyone is going to get a good stream. And don't kill me if you're not getting a good stream. It just might be your internet connection. All right, so I want to know everyone out there that's getting a good stream. Please give me a 1 so that I can move on and know that everything is working perfectly. There you go. So everybody seeing me in 720p, I'm working my way up to 1080p. For those of y'all that know that type of streaming jargon. So, all right. So everybody is there. So, torah YAH. So, Tetsawe, command, like Moreh Tavel said, it means command, right? It means command. So this portion begins from the book of Exodus chapter 27, starting from verse 20. That's where it was left off the last time. So now it reads, "And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil beaten for the light to cause a lamp to burn continually." Let me just do one thing here. And here we go. So hope that y'all can see me clear. So it says from verse 20, you see right here, Weata Tetsawe, right? "And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive oil beaten for the light to cause a lamp to burn continually." So now, from where Chief Meku left off last week, we begin to see what is it that the Most High God wants, right? So now, he was trying to show it during services, trying to show it through the banner that we had on the side, the setup of the temple of the holies and the holies of holies. So let me help y'all out right here and show you. I hope that you can see this. So now here we go. This is the Ohel Moed, tabernacle of meeting, right? So now basically what we have here is this is the tabernacle of meeting or the tent of meeting, right? But what we have here is we have curtains all the way around, right? So what we see, not the white, what we, outside the white curtains, that's part of the tent of meeting, and in that area on the outside is where you will see the laver, right? And then right after the entrance of that tent of meeting, you will see the burnt offering altar, right? But now what we're seeing right here, this is when we enter into the holies. So immediately the holies, what we see in the holies is the menorah, right? We see the menorah and the table of showbread, right? So what you see when you see the menorah, that's where that pure olive oil will go in. That extra virgin olive oil will go in there, right? Right in this menorah, right in the stems, and it will fuel. Once you put something there, to light it, it will fuel it, and it will actually light it. And you see how the menorah looks there. So this is the holies, right? And you see the table of showbread. This table immediately to the immediately in front of the menorah. This is where the priest put the unleavened bread, right? That they must eat. That's the unleavened bread that I believe stays there for a week. I could be corrected, but stays there for a week, and then after a week they eat it. And then right in front of the curtain that separates the holies from the holies of holies, you have the altar of incense. As you can see, it still got the staves in it with the four horns around it, as Chief Meku explained. And that's where you will burn the incense before the Most High God. So now when you go within that veil, right, when you go past there into the holies of holies, not only the high priest is allowed to go into the holies of holies, and he goes in there once a year, right? So in order to do a service once a year, because obviously when they breaking it down and when they doing that, then all those things have to be taken down and so forth and so on. So the mercy seat is the ark cover. What you see, the two cherubim right on top of, that's the mercy seat that he was talking about, right? That's the mercy seat. And this is the Ark of the Covenant. And in the Ark of the Covenant is where you find the 10 words that the Most High God gave unto Moses. So Aaron goes in to the holies of holies once a year to make atonement for the nation of Israel. And that's on that day, on that specific day, he will not be wearing the garments for beauty and for splendor that we will be talking about today. He just wears a simple white linen garment. He doesn't wear it to do that service. When he's done doing the service of Yom Kippur, then he puts on his garments of splendor and beauty. But when he goes into the holies of holies, he's not wearing those garments. All right. So I hope everyone is following me. So this is what we see here. All right. So if you understand, just give me if you understood everything I just broke down, please just give me a thumbs up or one, whatever it might be. I just want to make sure that we're all understanding what is it that's going on. I got some more slides that I'm going to go through, but I just want to make sure that we're all understanding exactly what is happening here. All right. So if you understand what I just broke down, please give me a one. The high priest is a Levite. Absolutely. All the priests come from the line of Levi. All right. All the priests come from the line of Levi, whether a high priest or the regular priests come from the line of Levi, and which is Aaron's line, which is ultimately Pinchas's line, right? So everybody understands. Good. Let us move straight ahead. So we read, in the tent of meeting without the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall set it in order to burn from evening to morning before Jehovah. It shall be a statute forever throughout their generations on behalf of the children of Israel. All right. So I think, you know what's better for me to read from a book so that when I start doing the slideshow, it's not going to be a big slideshow. It's just going to be, a light one. But we're going to go to Exodus chapter 28 now. These are the chapters that often when I was younger, I would skip over. I never used to want to do them. But as you get older, you begin to gain understanding and the wisdom of everything that the Most High created. And you realize that the Most High's creation is great. And you can't skip over it because everything is in the detail. When we begin to break it down, when I begin to break it down, you're going to begin to see the details and the connections between our forefathers and us, how the Most High decked us out and how he gave us certain things for beauty and for splendor, and how that relates to us today, how we are as a people, you know. So it's very exciting when you break down Torah, and it becomes exciting to do that. You know, when you don't skip over things and you look at things with a deeper meaning and a deeper understanding, not deeper in the sense that it's something astronomical that we don't understand, but when we look at the detail and we begin to understand the detail, because so often when it comes to these chapters, we just skip over them or we read them and not really understand them. And I did that for years because they weren't interesting to me, because there was always something that was told to us, well, you know, how does that relate to us today? But it relates to us in so many different ways because we get to see ourselves within the Torah. You know, the way that we are, the way that we act, the way that we carry ourselves. And this is so true. So now we go into the book of Exodus chapter 28. And it reads, it says, and bring thou near unto thee Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, for among the children of Israel, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office, even Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, Itamar, and Aaron's sons. So now you have to understand what's going on here. Now we came out of Egypt. God just finished talking to us on Mount Sinai. The people, Mount Horeb, the people are just going, you know, it's a euphoria right now. the Most High God consecrates Aaron and his sons to minister before him. Now they have to do a duty. Now you have to, understand how this looks to the people and the things that are going to begin to transpire later. I mean, if we look at it reasonably, and we know the Most High God is the one who chose, we know the Most High God is the one who chose Aaron and his sons. But let's think about it logically. Moses is the man. His brother and his nephews are getting the highest positions in the nation. What's left for anybody else? You know. So when somebody wrote, what if we don't know a Levitical high priest personally? Can he still petition on our behalf on Day of Atonement? So that's why the Most High gave us the Day of Atonement, because the Day of Atonement is more so a day of a personal meeting between us and our God. That's why he commands us to afflict our souls, because each one of us have to personally um come before God and confess our sins, and God would forgive us of our iniquities. The high priest was just taking upon the burden of cleansing or asking God for forgiveness for the sins of the nations and for the sins that we might have missed, and confessing to the Creator. So each one of us as individuals is more important for us to come before God rather than someone make petition for us on behalf of us, because at the end of it, we all have to truly make petition for ourselves. What Aaron was doing was just a ritual to cleanse him, his children, and to also cleanse the nation from any sins that were not confessed. I hope that made sense to you and you got understanding for it. But the most important thing about the Day of Atonement is our um our one-on-one meeting with the Creator, not so much someone making petition for us. You understand? That's the most important thing. Now it reads. Let me read on. So yes, like I was saying, the people could begin to feel away because Moses is putting his family in positions of power. You know, cousins are the ones who carry the Ark of the Covenant and the tent when they have to move out. So this family is very powerful. How would you feel about that today? You got to put yourself in those shoes. Now, the people ultimately were wrong because God is the one who chose all these people. But just think about being in that live setting. Just think about being in that live setting and knowing everything that's happening. It might get a little bit dicey. So these are the things that we have to keep in mind: what the people were thinking, how they were flowing, how they thought pattern was coming along, and why they did the things that they did as we follow along in the history, as we go on in the history even further down. When the people started complaining and they tell Moses, you take too much upon yourself, is because of what set in and what the people saw. Now, I'm not excusing it or saying that it was right, but I'm just showing you that this is what happened. All right. I also wanted to share with brothers and sisters, for all of you who might know, who used to support through the support button on YouTube. Um, there's no longer that support button, right? The way that you could support us or do all that. What they do now is on the live chat, there's a $sign downstairs. It's called Super Chat. It's a $sign down there. You click on that. You press send a super chat. And when you send the super chat, it tells you how much you want to donate and blah, 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 blah. And then it goes from there. It pins your chat to the top. And I know for most part, a lot of people won't do that during the Shabbat streams. It's okay. What we will do is Akare Shabbat. We will leave the stream open for a little while. And at that point, everybody could donate how they want to donate on YouTube. I just wanted to give you as a side note. If you're looking for that support button, it's going to be gone. The way you're going to be able to donate to us is through the super chat button, which is a $. That's directly at the bottom of the chat. You can press it, and then what happens is depending on how much you donate, your message or whatever you write will stay pinned to the top, to where it'll be color coded, and if you have a question or whatever, it will stay pinned to the top, and allow us to see your questions before anyone else. Last I heard, yes, Sister Edna was well. So in fact, I seen her last week. So she might sometimes she goes on Facebook. So, and she might not come on YouTube. So she's well. So let's get back to the lesson. I get easily distracted. Verse 2. And thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for splendor and for beauty. Now you should make holy garments for splendor and for beauty. Now when you come before the Most High to officiate, to call upon his name or to join the people to God, the Most High God, if he made garments for the high priest for splendor and for beauty, how much more so us when we come before God to speak his word? We know it's not about a fashion show, but God wanted us to look good. God wanted us to look good, to feel good. You got some people, some people say we can't define what culture is or what our culture is. I get it. But at the end of it, we do have certain things that are left here and that are defined that we wore and that we did. Now, the Most High God decked the high priest out. And as we go on and we see all the things that he has to put on, it was something that made him feel special, like he was doing a special job. When we come before God, we must come with our best, clean, groomed, and well taken care of, because the Most High delighted in that from his high priest and from his priest. How much more so us, people who consider ourselves shepherds or leaders? When we come before God, we have to come right. When we come before God's people, we have to come right. And that's why the Most High God decked out the high priest. He said he made him garments for splendor and for beauty. Don't worry about that, brother. Whenever you can, we know that we all struggle. It's not a big thing. All right. So now it says, he made the garments for splendor and for beauty. Verse 3. And thou shalt speak unto all that are wise hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they make Aaron's garments to sanctify him, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. To sanctify him, to separate him. He got everyone that was wise-hearted, all the tailors, all the seamstresses, all the people that weave materials and all that, the best of the best, to make him these materials to sanctify him, to separate him from the common man, because now Aaron is going, and his sons are going to go up into an office that is going to separate them from everyone else. They're going to begin to join the people to God. And this is going to be their jobs. Verse 4, and these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate and an ephod, and a robe and a tunic and a checkered work, a mitre and a girdle. And they shall make holy garments for Aaron, thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. They shall take the gold and the blue and the purple and the scarlet and the fine linen. So now he's telling Moses what these craftsmen and these seamstresses and these tailors should do and what they should use in order to make these garments. Now he's giving them the blueprint of what he wants. He's giving Moses the blueprint of what he wants for Aaron and how he wants him to look. It's a particular look that God wants from his holy ones, from his ones that are anointed to do the job. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what God is specifically asking Moses and what he wants from them. It says here, verse 6, they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue and purple, scarlet, and fine twined linen, the work of the skillful workman. They shall have 2 shoulder pieces joined to the 2 ends thereof, and it may be joined together. And the skillfully woven band which is upon it, wherewith to gird it on, shall be like the work thereof of a same piece of gold, of blue and purple, and scarlet and fine twined linen. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at how that looks. Take a look at that ephod. Here we go. So this is the ephod. It says the ephod, right? Now, I try to find the best thing online. You know, you get these images from online, and of course, you have a Caucasian person in the replica of the holy garments, but this is the best that I could find. So now we see what we're talking about here. The ephod is what we see on the right side. Don't look at this is the man with the ephod on, supposed to symbolize the high priest. But this is how the ephod would look. Similar to this, not completely, because the ephod would be much more longer. So this is part of the ephod. All right. So now let's start describing some of the things that it tells you about the ephod. Verse 6, and they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, purple, scarlet, fine twined linen, the work of the skillful workman. So they make it a fine twined linen with all these colors, with purple, scarlet. So you see, when you look at the ephod, it has all these colors intertwined in it. Fine twined linen, the work of the skillful workman. Verse 7. It shall have 2 shoulder pieces joined to the 2 ends thereof, that they may be joined together. So the 2 shoulder pieces are right at the top. The shoulder, by the shoulder, where they're joined together. Now, when you look at it on the right-hand side, when you're looking at the screen, they're joined together. When you look at the very bottom picture, right, you see 3 angles of the ephod at the very bottom picture. The shoulders are joined together. It shows the shoulders are joined together. It says, verse 8, and the skillfully woven band which is upon it, wherewith to gird it on, shall be like the work thereof, and of the same piece. So the band, and we look at the same one at the bottom, the flaps that are open, those are the bands, right? And there is all one piece with the shoulder piece and everything. It's all one piece. So that is the band, right? Or the belt, as we would call it, a belt, like a girdle. It said, wherewith to gird it on shall be like the work thereof, and the same piece of gold, blue. So it's all the same color, the same piece. Verse 9, and thou shalt take 2 onyx stones, engrave on them the names of the children of Israel, 6 of their names on the one stone, and the names of the 6 that remain on the other stone, according to their birth, with the work of an engraver in stone, like the engraving of a signet, shalt thou engrave the 2 stones according to the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be enclosed in the settings of gold. And thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulder pieces of the ephod to the stones of the memorial for the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before Yahweh upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. So now, the 2 stones, if we look at the very top, on the right hand side of what I'm showing you right now, you can see the 2 stones protruding on the gold setting, right? Those 2 stones. Now I'm going to show you a closer picture of it. So here it goes. This is how it would look on the shoulder pieces, right? And you see the engraving, as you see it on the shoulder of a man there. You see the engraving. It says Reuben, Shimon, Lewi, Yehuda, Yissaschar, and what's that? Was that Zavulun? So 6 names on one side, 6 names on the other side. So now we see, this is a close-up if we look on the picture on the right-hand side. So the 2 onyx stones, they're called Shetei. It says Shetei Avnei Shoham. It says Shetei, right? That's 2. Avnei, which is from Aven, right? Aven, like stone, right? But Avnei is stones. Shoham, which is onyx. Onyx is Shoham, right? So this is how it would look close up right here. You see the 12 tribes. What's that? Reuben, Lewi, what's that? Reuben, Shimon, Lewi, Yehuda, Yissaschar, Zebulon, Naphtali, Dan, Gad, Asher, Yosef, and Benjamin, right? So it's actually, and this on the one on the right hand side, the picture that you're looking on the right hand side with the 2 shoulder pieces right next to each other that actually have the names alternating, when the one on the shoulder piece on the left hand side actually has the names in a row of how they were born. It's not alternating from one side to the other. Nonetheless, you will have 6 names on one side and 6 names on the other side, and it was for the priest to bear or to shoulder the burden of the names of the children of Israel. So the high priest's job and the priest's job was very important up to this point. It was very important. Now they're put in the position to join the people to God and to also bring the people closer to an understanding of Torah and what God needs from them. You understand what I'm saying? And God is decking them out, decking the high priest out and decking them out so that he could stand out and that the people could look at him and be in wow and be like, that's how a representative of God should look like. So all these things are all the little intricate things, and I hope that this is edifying you guys. You know, sometimes it's hard to find pictures, and I use the pictures from the internet because there's so much out there, and I know that so many of y'all have not seen or can imagine what is it that these things look like. So I have to use what's in the public domain. All right. It says, and Aaron shall bear their names before Yahweh upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. A memorial is a remembrance. So he will always be reminded of that he carries the burden of the children of Israel on his shoulders, right? As a memorial. Verse 13. And thou shalt make settings of gold and 2 chains of pure gold. Of pleated thread shalt thou make them, of wreathen work, right? And thou shalt put the wreathen chains on the settings, right? So now let's go back. So now we see here. Now we see up here it says onyx stones, right? So now it says right below it, ephod rings. So as you see where the arrow points, you see the ephod rings. And the written chains, right? Now what's important about that? The it's a braided chain. It's what we know as a rope chain. And you know that was so prominent within our community in the early 80s and the late 80s. All the rappers had rope chains and gold chains. And the Most High is decking this priest out because you got pure gold chains holding up your ephod, connecting from your ephod, right, all the way down to your, as we get to the breastplate, and we're gonna get to that later. But we begin to see the beauty. You know, when he stood out in front of the people, he was blinging, he was shining. You know, when we're gonna get to it, but that gold was pure gold. It wasn't mixed with aloe, with alloys. I mean, it was pure gold. You know, so we say ephod, right? Ephod is spelled Aleph. What's that? Fe, Wow, and Dalet, right? Ephod. That's what we're looking at right now, the ephod. All right, the ephod. So you got the 2 gold rings by the shoulder pieces of the ephod, right? And the gold chains, and thou shalt put the written chains on the settings, right? So we see it right up there. The written chains is right at the top of the shoulder pieces by the settings. Verse 15, and thou shalt make a breastplate of judgment, the work of the skillful workman, like the work of the ephod, thou shalt make it, of gold, blue, purple, scarlet, fine twined linen, and thou shalt make it. So now if we look at the ephod, it's made of the same material. Or when we look at the breastplate, it's made of the same material as the ephod, right? Now the breastplate is something separate from the ephod. It's not really connected, all right? So let's all right. All right, the breastplate right here. This is how it would look. I know it's not a clear picture of it, but basically this is the breastplate made out of the same material as that of the ephod. So this is how the breastplate will look. Or a replica of how it would look, because we really don't know how it would look. But this is, basically an outline of how it would look. It says, like the work of the ephod thou shalt make it, of gold, blue, purple, scarlet, fine twined linen shalt thou make it. Verse 16. 4 squares shall be, and double. A span be the length thereof, and a span be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set it in settings of stones, 4 rows of stones, a row for carnelian, topaz, marag shall be the first row, and the second row a carbuncle, a sapphire, and an emerald. And the third row a jacinth, and a gate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row a beryl, and an onyx, and a jasper they shall be enclosed in gold in their setting. So basically what it's showing us here is, it said a span and a span, it should be It said 4 square, it shall be double. So now when you make this breastplate, the breastplate is, let me show you. Let me get out of here. Go back to OBS, to the camera. So now the breastplate, we're going to get back to the video. The stones are viewed from right to left, because we, Hebrew was written in that form. So I would imagine that they would start from right to left. They did everything from right to left, but don't quote me on that, but I would imagine. So then what we see is, that you have a when we make the breastplate is made double. So it says it's the span. Said the span shall be the breadth thereof, and the span shall be the length thereof. So it has 4 equal sides because it's a square. So they say a span is the distance between your thumb and your pinky, right? So this is how a span will look, like this. And then there'll be the length and there'll be the breadth thereof. So there'll be a square, 4 even sides, right? And they'll fit right on your chest area. That's where the breastplate will go, right? So when we see that, I got thrown off by some text that was up here. I don't even know, some like it came from left field. I don't even know, so I don't even know. I didn't ask anybody for money on Shabbat. I just gave an assessment of what happened for people who were looking for support or to support. It was I always ask to support, so I don't know where that came from. So we move on from there. What I was saying is that the length and the breadth thereof are 4 equal sides. So when we see that, now within that same piece that's made out of the same material as the ephod, right? We put settings of gold, right? 4 rows, 4 rows as we come down 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 3 settings in each row, and then from there we put certain stones that are mentioned here, right? So now I have a little homework for, well, not really a homework because most of these stones we know. A row of carnelian, topaz, marag shall be the first row. The second row of carbuncle, sapphire, and an emerald. And the third row, jacinth, agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, an onyx, and a jasper. So those are the rows that we will put up there, right? And then it says, They shall be enclosed in gold in their setting. So basically, that's what we see, enclosed in gold in their settings. Let me go back to that. Sorry for that. So you see they're enclosed in gold in their settings. Let me look over here. Enclosed in gold. That doesn't really show a good, But basically, you see the settings of gold underneath. You see the settings of gold. So that's how it would look. You see the settings of gold. So this is the breastplate, right? This is the breastplate. This is the settings of gold right here. The settings of gold. Settings of gold. And you see the breastplate. It's separate from the ephod, right? But it's made out of the same material. But it's separate. But once you put them together, they all look like one piece, right? As it begins to tell you about connecting the chains and all that. They shall be enclosed in gold in their settings, right? Verse 21. And the stones shall be according to the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet, every one according to his name, they shall be for the 12 tribes. So as we see here, not only are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel engraved on the onyx stones on the shoulder pieces, but they're also engraved in the 12 stones that are on the breastplate, right? So this is all symbolic. So he carries us, the high priest carries us on his shoulders, and he bears us in his heart, right? This is all symbolic. It's a deep meaning, right? So breastplate, you say kosher. Kosher. That's breastplate. So that's the breastplate. I'm hope that I'm pronouncing these things right. Sorry about that. So this is the breastplate right here. Kosher. So it says, verse 22, and thou shalt make upon the breastplate pleated chains of written work of pure gold, right? So those are the chains that you make on the breastplate. The rope chains that we know about, that we used to use, and some of us still own and got a couple of things here and there, Verse 23, and thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, right? Upon the breastplate, you make 2 rings of gold, right at the top, right up here. The 2 rings of gold upon the breastplate. And shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate, right? And thou shalt put the 2 written chains of gold on the 2 rings at the ends of the breastplate, right? So it's talking about the chains right at the top. The chains right at the top. Let's go back to this, right? So this is the breastplate. You got the breastplate gold rings, right? This explains it better. Number 4, if we look on the side, it said the 2 gold rings on the breastplate, right? And you should put the written chains, which is the rope chains, on it. It says, verse 25, and the other 2 ends of the 2 written chains thou shalt put on the 2 settings and put them on the shoulder pieces. So now it's telling you, now you take the chains and you connect it to the shoulder pieces of the ephod, as you can see the connection here, on the shoulder pieces of the ephod. It goes on and it says, Verse 26. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate, upon the edge thereof, which is towards the side of the ephod inward. So it's talking about these 2 gold rings down here on the other end of the breastplate, right? The bottom rings, what we will see right now as the bottom ring, breastplate gold rings, right? We will call it the bottom rings. So we got the top rings right here that are connected with the gold rope chains, as we see it, and those connect to the shoulder pieces of the ephod. And then we have the bottom rings of the breastplate, right? It says, and thou shalt make 26, and thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate, upon the edge thereof, which is towards the side of the ephod inward, right? Which is towards the side of the ephod inward, right here. It's talking about the side of the ephod right here. Because remember, what the ephod is almost like it's like a sash, right? It's like a band, right? It's like what a woman would have, like a girdle almost that you could close up. Well, that's what the ephod it works as, right? Like a girdle, right? When you see it in action. It says, verse 27, and thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and shalt put them on the 2 shoulder pieces of the ephod underneath, and the fore part thereof, close by the coupling thereof, above the skillfully woven band of the ephod. Right? So it's talking that these are the 2 gold rings. These are the gold rings that it's talking about in the ephod, right on the side, right? Right in the front part, right? This is considered the front part. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof unto the rings of the ephod with a thread of blue, that it may be upon the skillfully woven band of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loose from the ephod. So the blue cord is this one right here that connects the rings from the breastplate to the ring from the inner part or the outer part of the ephod, right? So this is what it's talking about. This is the connection, and it has it on the other side. That way, the ephod is not flapping around. The breastplate is not flapping around. The breastplate is actually staying intact because it's connected from the shoulder pieces with the gold chain, and on the side is connected with a blue cord, right? Which is tekelet, blue. Tekelet is blue. I hope y'all follow along. Verse 29. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel and the breastplate of judgment upon his heart, when he goeth in unto the holy place for a memorial before Yahweh continually. So Aaron is going to always bear the names of the children of Israel whenever he goes into the holies, right? Continually. He's always bearing upon his heart the names of the children of Israel. So he's in there for us every day when he has to do his service. Every day he's bearing the name of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. It says, verse 30, and thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Tumim, and they shall be upon Aaron's heart when he goeth in before Yahweh. And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before Yahweh continually. Now the Urim and the Tumim are so now when it told us to make the breastplate, right, it says double it. So the breastplate, as we see it there, it should have also another flap. Let me just try to show it. Put the camera back on again. So how can I show it? So now the breastplate will be, let's say, Let me use this book. So let's say, so this is the breastplate, let's say, right? This is the breastplate, right? So this is, let's say this is the front part of the breastplate, right? So now it tells you to double it, right? To flap it over, to fold it, right? So imagine this is the breastplate, right? This is the breastplate, the front part. All the stones and everything is here, the 12 stones. And then you got a flap underneath it, right? That will be pressed to the chest. So now the breastplate and the flap make a pocket on the inside. All right? I hope y'all follow me. It makes a pocket on the inside. And that's where the Urim and the Tumim go in there. So now as far as the Urim and the Tumim go, there's a lot of explanation to what it is, what it could be, but there's really no set thing definitive. But we do, we do have some kind of what some people, say it is. So right, I'm gonna get to that. But the objects, like what are they? You know what I'm saying? So those things are not things that are definitive, but there was actually a material or something there because it mentions it. So let me give you an example of how I did my research on that. And so let's go to the Umim and Tumim. So what does it say? Except the Urim, right? The Urim. I keep saying Umim. I said Urim. It means light, right? Urim means light. That's Aleph, Wav, Resh, Yod, Mem, Sophie. Urim, light. Stones kept in a pouch. You see here it says the stones kept in a pouch on the high priest's breastplate used in determining God's decision in certain questions and issues, right? So some people said they're stones, right? Kept in the pouch. So that was the pouch that I was telling you about. You see that pouch? That's why it says you fold it over. So that pouch, it will make a pouch in between the front part of the breastplate and that flap that you fold over. So that's where the Urim and the Tumim will go. So now, Tumim, right? Tet, Mem, Yod, Mem, Sophie. Tumim, perfection. Stones provided for the means of achieving a sacred lot. So a lot of times, I think during the time of Joshua, when I forgot what was the brother's name, but he stole the talent of gold and he stole the garments. When the Most High God told us to burn everything down in this particular city, everything flees me right now. The brother name flees me, but I believe during that time is when they pulled out the lights of perfection, and they began to go down from house to house, tribe first, like tribe to tribe, house to house, and the lights of perfection supposedly lit up and told the story of who was guilty and who was not, because they could not figure out why Israel was getting beat up. Joshua couldn't figure out because we just went into the land and we were supposed to possess it, but somebody has trespassed and somebody had violated. And at that point, Joshua went to the Creator, and the Most High told him, "Listen, y'all are a nation now. You got to learn how to do this on your own. Fine, there's somebody that's trespassed. Somebody is guilty. Find out who did it." And Joshua went on and did those things. I believe that that's how the history go. I haven't read it in a while, but I believe that that's how it went. If I'm wrong, you could correct me. But I believe that was the history of that. So that's the function of the Umim and the Tumim. It goes in there, lights of perfections. And that's what it does. Yes, if we had that in our midst today, it'll be crazy. We'll really, really be something. All right, so now, where did I leave off? All right, verse 31. And thou shalt make the robe of the ephod of all blue, and it shall have a hole for the head in the midst thereof. It shall have a binding of woven work round about the hole of it, and as it were the whole of a coat of mail, that it be not rent. And upon the skirts of it thou shalt make pomegranates of blue and of purple, of scarlet round about the skirts thereof, and bells of gold between them round about. A golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the skirts of the robe round about. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and the sound thereof shall be heard when he goeth in unto the holy place before Jehovah, and when he cometh out, that he die not. And thou shalt make a. So, all right, so we stop there. Let me show you this, what it's talking about. The blue robe. I know it seems like this is tedious, but this is really getting understanding of what it is. It's better for someone to explain it thoroughly and you understand it once than to do like what some of our teachers did, just, and I'm not saying all teachers did that, but some teachers, they just skipped over these lessons because they said it was irrelevant to our struggle and our movement today. So we will learn this when we go back home, but it's really fun to learn it and to understand it. So now this is the blue robe, right? That it's talking about for the ephod. This is probably how it would look. The me'il, right? It's called me'il, robe, me'il, mem, ayin, yod, lamed, mem, ayin, yod, lamed, right? And this is it right here. This is the blue robe, right? And then it says at the bottom of it, you put bells and pomegranates, bells and pomegranates. So this is how it would look, right? The bells and the pomegranate. So now, bell is Fa'amon Zahav, right? Fa'amon Zahav, right? So that Zahav is gold. Fa'amon is bell, right? And then it says pomegranate. A pomegranate is rimon, 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 right? So you see the picture here of the bells and the pomegranates. And every time he went and he officiated in the holy place, so everybody could hear him and they're moving around. That's what the bells is for, right? They were made of gold. This is, can you imagine if you walked out here with gold bells around your skirts or the skirts of your, I mean, made out of solid gold. This is not cheap stuff. And then woven pomegranates. Now the significance of the pomegranate, I don't know what it was, but this was, God was a real stylish tailor, you know, because he decked us out and made us look good. They definitely look good, you know, especially the high priest. He coming out here in style and he looking good. He's definitely looking good right now. Bells and pomegranates shall he have. Wow, that's deep right there. That's nice. He's in style right there. It says bells and pomegranates. All right. So now, what do we have here? Verse 36. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold and engrave upon it like the engraving of a signet, holy to Yahweh. And thou shalt put it on the thread of blue, and it shall be upon the mitre, upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, and Aaron shall bear the iniquity of the iniquity committed in the holy things which the children of Israel shall hallow, even in all their holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before Jehovah. And thou shalt. All right, so now we're gonna go to that plate that's up on the mitre, right? So now here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So now the mitre is the turban. As you can see, the turban, that probably would be the style of turban that we will wear. I met a brother from Ethiopia this past week. He's called Kes Ephraim Ben Lewi. These brothers could trace their Israelite heritage back 2,500 years without a broken chain of anything. They follow strictly Torah. They've rewritten the Torah from back then and pass it down to each other, to each generation, and they could prove their lineage unbroken, right? And know certain things. Very, very, very powerful meeting and very, very, very powerful interaction with this brother. To know somebody that could connect his history all the way back 2,500 years, at least 2,500 years, when they left Israel and went back and went into Egypt. I mean, this brother is deep. And these are the people who live in the Beta Yisrael, the ones who, remember, all of them didn't get brainwashed. You know, a lot got brainwashed, we understand, but all of them didn't. So getting back to the topic at hand. So now you see the gold plate with the blue cords holding it. So now what does it say? Kadosh La Yehovah. Kadosh La Yehovah. So now I got this question for More Tavel. I often hear when we sing songs, we say Kwadosha, right? Kwadosha, every time I ask people, is Kwadosha a word? They tell me it's not a word. But we've allowed Kwadosha to come into our vernacular, to our vocabulary. So is Kwadosha a proper word, or was it Kwadosh La? Like when we sing with this piece, we usually, people say Kwadosha, right? But is it Kwadosh La Yehovah, like it says on the gold plate that's on the priest's head that goes above the mitre? Is it Kwadosh La Yehovah, right? Can you please answer that for me? I know we're on a little delay, but hopefully you're still listening. And can you please give me the correction? Is Kwadosha a proper word, or is it Kwadosh La? Is it Kwadosh La? All right. Thank you. So now we see, I mean, this priest is looking, I mean, he's shining. He did a gold. If somebody was to walk around with something like that today, man, you will be like a trendsetter. You will be a trendsetter with solid gold on the top of your head like that. Kadosh La Yehovah. Oh my goodness. That's dope right there. That's dope. So I don't know what y'all think, but I that's exciting to see that our forefathers were decked out, that our high priest was, there was no one better than our people, the way that our people did things. We was decked out, we was clean. I mean, everything, all of the above. We was man, you couldn't match the swagger that our forefathers had. Our forefathers were beasts, man. And the way the Most High God decked them out, oh my goodness, man. can't even be compared. Can't even be compared, man. It's a beautiful thing that was going on there. It's a beautiful thing. Excuse me. So I'm almost finished. Don't worry. I'm not going to go like through the whole thing. I just wanted to go through that because everything else is the consecration, is the everything else is the consecration, and everything else that happens with him and his sons and being consecrated and all those good things. Let's see here. Yeah, that's set apart. That's apart attire. I wonder if my brother Maury Tavel went to sleep. He said he would need 2 bodyguards in Brooklyn, Chicago, and Detroit, L.A. and Detroit. Yeah, he carrying too much. He got big stones of diamonds, sapphires. He got all types of stuff on his chest. Then he got gold chains. Then he got a gold plate on his forehead, pure gold. He got stuff that's intertwined, garments that's intertwined with gold. So every time the sun hits him, he's shining. It's just glistening. You know what I'm saying? Then he got linen on. Oh my goodness, he killing it. He killing it. He is killing it. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, these high priests were clean. It says, and thou, it's 39, and thou shalt weave the tunic in sheker work of fine linen, and thou shalt make a mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make a girdle, the work of the weaver in color. And for Aaron's sons, it says, thou shalt make tunics, thou shalt make for them girdles, and head ties shalt thou make for them, for splendor and for beauty. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother, and upon his sons with him, and shall anoint them, and consecrate them, and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover the flesh of their nakedness, from the loins even unto the thighs they shall reach. And they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they go in unto the tent of meeting, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and to his seed after him. So now, I don't have pictures for the rest of the stuff, but basically, the linen tunic of checkered work is just a white long tunic, right? All the way down to your ankles. Long sleeve, all white. The mitre is the turban, right? I believe that's what it says, the mitre for Aaron. So, and thou shalt make a mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make a girdle, right? So the mitre, turban, the gold plate goes on top of it. You got the white linen garment, right, all the way down to your ankles, long sleeve. Then you got the blue robe goes over that, right? Oh, you got the breeches. That's what you put on first for him and his sons, right, to cover their nakedness. So those are pants, like shorts, like short pants, right? For him and his sons. So now his sons, the 4 sons of Aaron, they get a simpler garment. They just get the white tunic, and they get the sash. They get a white sash, or what we would say, what did they call it here? They called it a girdle. A girdle. So they get the girdle to tie the garments, but the one for Aaron is one of color, the same material of the ephod and everything else. But Aaron's sons, they're not dressed like their father. They don't have breastplates. They don't have the gold plate on the foreheads. It's a distinction between them and their father. Their father is standing out. Right? So yeah, my brother Moray Tavel must have fell asleep. But that's cool. I'll ask him another time. But it shows you the beauty and the splendor of our fathers. How God blessed them to be decked out and to be clean, and that transfers down to us today in these days and time. Because they said the apple don't fall too far from the tree. So you see the way that we like that. I mean, we can't pay rent. We can do certain things, but we in Jordans, we in the highest fashions, whatever it is, whatever we deem in our eyes to be it, to look clean and to look flashy, we in it, no matter how poor we are. And it shows that the Most High God decked us out then, you know what I mean? And we seek to get decked out today. And you know that that's true about us. You know that as a people, that's what we do. And hey, that's where we at with it. So hoping and praying that you got something out of the day. I thank the creator of heaven and earth for this day. I don't know if anybody, has anything to add on. If anybody has anything to say, to put forward, I thank the Most High God for each and every one of you. I hope that you learned something today. I know that I took my time and I was going kind of slow with it, but I hope that you understood what I was saying. That's most important. I take my time because I want you to understand what I'm saying. And that's why I do take my time and try to bring the lessons across in a manner where everybody, I know there are a lot of new people that tune in, that listen to us, that do all those things. And so I ask everyone to just pay attention and to try to understand the lessons and go back if you don't understand something. Go back and read your book. Don't take my word, but think about the creator. So for everyone, once again, let me clarify this. And I was speaking about the support button because many of you might not know that the support button was taken away, right? So the way for us to have donations is through the $ bill. I'm not asking you to donate on Shabbat. That's not your thing. I'm telling you that when we sun is down, we're going to leave the chat to run a little bit longer for those who would like to donate. All right. Maybe I was misunderstood, and that's what it was. I never will ask someone to do that, but I don't have myself. I don't have a problem with donating towards the place of the Most High on the Shabbat. I don't have a problem with that. But I know many people don't do that, so I don't push that. And I wouldn't want you to do a transaction on the Shabbat day, a credit card transaction or anything like that. All right. But many occasions where people come by, they leave kesef on the Shabbat because they leaving at the break. We receive it. It's a blessing to us, and that's what it is. All right. So hoping and praying that you guys something out of the day. hoping and praying that you understood everything that was said. I don't want to go through the other parts because you start killing animals and y'all gonna really get grossed out and confused. Oh yeah, you know that's a long story. I've read being hoodwinked. You gotta be decked out. Gotta be decked out. You know, it's a long story with that. You know, is when when it comes to the creator, you know, even if you're not, some people might not have it, might not be rich, might not have certain things, but what you do have, make it look presentable, press it, clean it, you know, be prepared for the Shabbat. You got some brothers that are sharper than others, but it doesn't mean that the brother that's not as sharp that he doesn't have to be clean and presentable. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, Kaya Baker, shalom, sister. I'm glad that you enjoyed the lesson. Torah. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to try to do more of these lessons because unfortunately a lot of these lessons were skipped as growing up, and I'm trying to really teach on a more basic level because we have a lot of new people. Now don't forget, um the Hebrew class is back on. We had a class yesterday. You could go on you could just look for it. It's Hebrew class number 9. More Yiftop picked it back up again. Hopefully he'll do 8 more lessons, and then we'll take another break, you know, so that everybody could catch up and go over the old lessons. So that's what's going on. So yeah, I'm going to try to do more of that more often. I think next week I'm going to go over the genealogy. Um, from Adam to Jacob, learn the names in Hebrew. You know, I think us learning the names in Hebrew, it kind of helps us out with the Hebrew, and you pick up little by little. I learn because I'm not a Hebrew teacher. I just learn. I know how to read and I know how to understand certain words, but I don't know everything. You see, Moray Tavelli often corrects me here, but it's to edify all of us. And if I'm going wrong, I'll rather a brother tell me, hey, you misleading the people than continuing and misleading people. So thank you once again. Torah for all the compliments. Thanking the Most High God for all of you. Thanking Yahweh for everything that you do, for your support. Um, what what I want y'all to do is, if you have any prayers, any requests, anything, please email us at info at DCB.org, right? Info at DCB.org. Our website is www.dcb.org. Also, this stream is happening on our website as we speak. So we're gonna try to have everything on our website. Let me see. We're gonna have to try to have it weekly embedded. So tomorrow's teachings are gonna be embedded in our website also. Let me see. And you could also reach us at, now we still got this email, Shema Yisrael HIC. No, we the original Shema Yisrael HIC at gmail.com. So we still control that email. So that's more directly, that this email is more directly to me. So if you want to reach me, you could reach me there. Well, there are the other info at DCB.org. You could also reach me there. It will come to me. So that's for all the info. You want to reach us, you want to contact us. Those are the ways to contact us. We appreciate everyone. Give us your comments, your supports, your thumbs up, shares. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're a first time listener, or if you've been listening for a while, send me emails on suggestions of what you think I should do, lessons that you want me to do, all those things. If you don't have my Facebook, you could contact us at CHOKMAH BINAH on Facebook, on our Facebook page, but you could reach me directly on email. So it's ShamaYisraelHIC@gmail.com. That's also a direct way to reach me, but you can reach me at info@DCB.org. So, Yair, at one point we were affiliated. We're not affiliated anymore. We're affiliated by Torah, by keeping the commandments, but we're two separate entities, two separate congregations at this time. All right. So, just to be clear on that. Also, let me see. I'm trying to think of anything else. I know we have Instagram. You can find us on Instagram and on Twitter, but I'm really not really active on that. I kind of got to pass that on. I'm trying to pass it on to a younger brother, so he can manage it, because it's too many things to manage at one time. So, with that being said, thank you the Most High God once again for our lives. Thank you the Most High God once again for everything that He does for us. May the Most High God bless each and every one of you. Join us again in the AM, 11 a.m., as we will be going over the Purim history. I will be doing the Purim story, the Esther story. I know some people don't celebrate Purim. It's not a command or a holy day by the Most High, but we do observe it, and we do the lesson. And we acknowledge it because it was the struggle of our forefathers. So we acknowledge it, okay? So, brothers and sisters, hoping and praying that you got something out of the day tonight. May the Most High God bless you once again. May the Most High God keep you and protect you. And may the Most High God be with us all. Shalom, shalom, and everyone have a blessed night of sleep. Hallelujah.